The two-time WNBA MVP, A'ja Wilson, joined us here on SportsCenter. A'ja, I hope you could hear some of the stats we were just throwing at the audience coming off that game. You guys started 5-5 in the season, but you've won 5 straight now. What do you attribute to this recent run of success?
Just trusting the process, but also our defensive end. I think we really settled down on the defensive end, and that's where we can really play our basketball. But sometimes you got to trust the process. Adversity hit us a little early, but I'm glad it did, so we can learn how to grind out wins because this league is way too good. So we're slowly getting back to Aces basketball in our system, and I'm feeling like we're at the right time of our season right now.
28 points, 9 rebounds for you, season high 34 for Kelsey Plum. She was reluctant to talk too much about herself a few moments ago with Angel Gray. What do you say about Kelsey Plum as it relates to doing what is necessary to win a game?
By any means necessary, KP's going to do it on both sides of the basketball, and she's one of the most hardworking players I've ever seen play the game of basketball. She's always in the gym. Like when they say first one in, last one to leave, that is KP, and the work shows. The work shows that she puts in every single night, every single day, and so it doesn't look much different than practice. That's what I love because it's just her. It's in the flow of everything. So she's a dog, and when she's rocking and rolling, she's pretty hard to stop.
Yeah, same for you, A'ja. 28-9. You had that record streak of 20-point games to start the season. How much pride are you taking for yourself at this stage in your career in terms of what you're still able to do?
I take a lot of pride in it. I got to get the job done. That's pretty much it. That's the deadline, is period. That's what I have to do for my team and just continue to grow in that. Not trying to do too much, not always trying to be productive for my team. So whatever that looks like, I'm trying to do that every single night and be consistent in that because that's where you get greatness. That's where you get longevity and Hall of Fame and legacy is that you're continuing to be great and your teammate knows what they're going to get out you every single night. So that's what I try to do every night.
It was a record-breaking crowd there for the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas for a WNBA game. Of course, you had Caitlin Clark and Leah Boston there. There's been so much talk this season about the young talent coming in this year. From your standpoint, A'ja, what do you think's been the best part of this particular WNBA season thus far?
The energy. I feel like the energy is good. It's a good vibe. It's a good feel. People are really just coming to see the product on the floor. I think it kind of a little too gossipy in the beginning, but then it started to fizzle out because people started to realize we're really good at what we do. We're elite at what we do. So I love the energy now. Like people are seeing good hoops, and that's what it's all about. We come out here and we work hard and we play basketball at a very high level, and people are believing in it and they're trusting in it and they're investing in it. So I think that's the energy that we're feeling right now.
You know, energy is a great word when you think about Las Vegas. I go there often, A'ja, for work, and it's one of my favorite cities because of that energy. Yeah. You've now been there for 6 years. And I got to ask you about something that goes all the way back to October, I believe it was last year. You finally got to see Usher, his residency there in Las Vegas. I know that was a big deal for you, and I know you smile when you think about it. Let me ask you this. You've been there 6 years now. Who do you want to come to Vegas and do a residency that has – whoa, hold up, A'ja. Come on, Beyonce?
And I say that with the deadest of faces, Beyonce, the queen bee. Yes. She doesn't even have to come here for a residency. She could just come to a game and just say what's up to us, and we're fine because I know she got other stuff to do. So,
right.
Beyonce, girl.
I can't see Beyonce camping out in Vegas for like a month. She and Jay got something to do other than that, right?
She can go somewhere else and come back in. She doesn't have to stay here forever.
Okay, no. So one concert and one game attended is what you need from Beyonce.
That's all I ask.
Hey, look.
That is all I ask.
As a 2-time WNBA MVP and maybe a 3-time this year, I don't think that's a lot to ask, A'ja. We're going to put it to the Beehive. We're going to see what happens.
There it is. I love the Beehive.
A'ja Wilson joined us here on SportsCenter. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
A'ja Wilson was coming off an 11-point game, exploded tonight, back on pace. People are saying this could be the best single-season performance we've ever seen in WNBA history. What do you make of what she's done so far, both of you? What do you say?
I think this is a woman on a mission. And I have watched her prepare. I've done several of her games. And the thing that A'ja does is she gets herself mentally prepared coming in the game. And it's not just about her. Her attitude, her effort, her energy is contagious throughout the rest of the team. And it all starts with A'ja. How the Aces do this season will have everything to do with the leadership of A'ja Wilson.
I would just add to that, Zubin, her conditioning is phenomenal. She takes tremendous care of her body, her ability to play through contact, maintain her energy, maintain a streak of so many double-doubles to start the season. Like, you cannot understate the unison between what her mind is doing and what her body is doing. She is meticulous in her preparation.
Well, and Asia told me this. She doesn't play overseas, and so she saves up everything for the season to give it all to the W, and she does exactly that.
Couple quick points before we talk about Caitlin Clark. One is, of course, you've got the 40-game regular season. So in terms of totals, it might be hard to match what she ends up doing. And also, by the way, the next 3 games for the Aces, the Mystics, the Sparks, and the Wings, the bottom 3 teams in the WNBA, could be the easiest 3-game stretch anyone has had this season. On the other side, let's talk about Caitlin Clark. Another near triple-double, but again, she really, for the second straight game, struggled from the field tonight. What did you say?
Well, in our countdown show, the great Carolyn Peck highlighted this, and she was being guarded by Jackie Young, who is another individual who takes meticulous care of her body and is meticulous about the scouting report. One of the toughest on-ball defenders in the league. And so I think tonight, she just met her match in terms of a terrific defender. And you actually heard Kelsey Plum say at the Angel Gray postgame, it was a collective effort by this entire Aces group that is getting back to the defensive prowess that allowed them to be so successful and champions, in fact, the last 2 seasons.
Well, and 2, Jackie Young can put pressure on the perimeter because she knows she's got the backstop behind her in Asia Wilson and Kia Stokes. And this team really has come together defensively, so it allows to put pressure and to put the assignment of Jackie Young on the opponent's best player. You can pretty much count on that to be a shutdown.
Tough night at the office, baby.
No doubt. Hang tight. When the first All-Star voting came out June 21st, votes 1 and 2. Top 2 vote-getters were Asia Wilson and Caitlin Clark. We got the final tallies tonight. We had it with them earlier tonight. Michael's going to break that down and tell you who's headed to Phoenix on July 20th here in just a second. Ladies, hang tight, but I want to take you through one other game in the WNBA tonight, and that is the Dream and the Sky, and Angel Reese continuing her incredible rookie season, particularly from the double-double perspective. Head coach Teresa Witherspoon had a special announcement for the team at practice.
A Rookie of the Month. That is a shot pocket 5.
She has just been incredible. Reese here to bring this thing to a 3-point game. And what a Rookie of the Year race this is going to be in the WNBA. She certainly is going to be front and center there. Double-doubles out of the gate, one season, up there with not just any rookie, but any player in WNBA history, and she did it once again. She was great defensively, which she's always been. 12 points, 19 rebounds, a career high, the most by anybody in a single game this season. It's a 2-point game at the half. Carter will put the Sky up 78-75, and then she'll lay it in to make it a 3-point game. Carter one more time. She had a season-high 26, again buttressed by another double-double, including 19 off the glass for Angel Reese. 85-77, the Sky tickets.
Let's go to Angel Reese. Okay, coming out of LSU, we knew one thing she could do was rebound the basketball. She did that her entire career in college, and now she's doing it at a superstar level, though, Monica. Carolyn, what makes her such a great rebounder when she's a rookie in this league and everyone knows that's what she does?
I think I go back to her announcement in Vogue, right? And she talked about wanting to be at the bottom of the league and having a ton of respect for the work that was going to be required. We just talked about Asia Wilson, who's on pace to maybe win a third win an MVP this season and a 3rd title. Conditioning. I have been so impressed with Angel Reese's motor, and it is a combination of basketball IQ, her natural gifts and abilities in terms of getting off the ground so quick, but she's in great shape as well. To be able to body up against these good grown women and still put up monster rebounding numbers, like, it has been very impressive. And I'll be honest, I was one of the folks that was like a little unsure how this was going to translate.
Well, Angel has a talent, and it's a talent to have a nose for the basketball. She does a terrific job. It's similar to, when people don't like to make the comparison, but Dennis Rodman. He would practice where the ball is coming off. Angel Reese does the same thing. She reads where the ball is coming off the rim and then want to. Let me tell you, young girls at home, if you want to play in the WNBA, you've got to have that drive to want to do the really stuff that's not so sexy. Not, you know, it's ugly to have to go in and battle and rebound, but Angel Reese is that girl. She is willing to do that.
Hey, 19 rebounds in a box score is sexy to me. I don't know about y'all, but I think it's real sexy to me. But because of the effort she's had so far this season, she earned her way onto the WNBA All-Star roster, as did Caitlin Clark. Let's show you the list of ladies who were announced earlier this evening. I mean, look, these ladies all earn their spot. You can make a case for every one of them being on there. Although it was like, well, maybe this player could have been a snub here or there, but take me someone off that list, and I want to hear that argument. But based on what you see right now, what do you make, Carolyn, of this All-Star selection?
It's going to be a shootout because you got the top three-point shooters. You've got Arike Ogunbowale. You have Kayla McBride and Caitlin Clark. They've all made 56 plus each from the three-point line. So that's going to cause Team USA to have to play a little bit of defense.
Yeah, I mean, what an incredible showcase, right? Team USA and this WNBA All-Star team all coming to one place in Phoenix in a year where we're seeing growth across the women's game throughout it. And I loved your interview with Eaves, not only because you got Asia to ask Beyonce to come to Vegas, which was very important, but I think she's right. The start of this season, we talked about a lot of stuff that didn't have to do with the basketball. And finally, we're moving into the basketball, and it's really been fun.
You know, we talk about athletes and their drive to be great, and sometimes we lose sight of just how much that drive is genuine inside them. I want you to see the response that Angel Reese had after her game tonight when she learned that she was an All-Star in her rookie year.
I'm just so happy. I know the work I put in. Coming into this league, so many people doubted me and didn't think my game would translate and I wouldn't be the player that I was in college or better or would be worse and wouldn't be where I am right now. But I trusted the process and I believed, and I'm thankful that I dropped to 7 and was able to come to Chicago, and it's just a blessing. I can't thank my teammates and my coaches enough for just believing in me and trusting me, and I know all of them are going to come to Phoenix and support me, so I'm really happy right now.
What does that show of emotion tell you about Angel Reese that maybe we didn't quite know?
Look, there's a whole lot of noise out there and a lot of naysayers. There's been a lot of negativity that's thrown at Angel, and she's worked through that. And I'm very proud of her because she's turned that into a positive. She has used that as a motivation to get to where she is today. And I think that is showing that gratitude, for finally the voters appreciate her game.
Yeah. 2 moments in the last week or so with Angel Reese. That moment right there, but then the big embrace with Cheryl Swoops after the Chicago Sky beat the Indiana Fever. And I think that was a moment where you saw an absolute legend in our game, my personal GOAT when it comes to the WNBA, hugging the future, right? And so to your point, Eaves, as you set this up, there's so much emotion behind the scenes. And I think across the board in sports, we can't forget that these are human beings that are living out this experience in front of us.